The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Nat, you would have seen if you read, and for everybody who goes to Bali, which is a northern suburb of Perth, everyone
that's
goes,
right. That's right.
To see that flight, that Air Asian flight, it was a 3 a.m. flight that was taking off here from Perth.
3 a.m. first
they
of
had
all.
Yeah, so they brought that in just recently. It's a cheap flight.
Of course, it's a cheap flight, but I guess it gets you a full day in Bali because you're arriving at like 6 o'clock in the morning, aren't you?
Yeah, you always weigh up those things because when you fly in there...
you can't check into your hotel.
No, you can't. Just walking the streets of Kuta. That's not fun
Straight
at
down
all.
to Potato Head. What time do they open?
Oh, no, not till 11.
He knows.
Okay, how would you feel? Because there were 17 people that got off the flight because there was a power failure.
Yeah.
Would you sit on that flight? They had to sit on the tarmac for quite some time. They were about to take off. How do you feel about that?
That is a really good question because if something goes critically wrong... And you're like, well, I'm here anyway, and presumably the engineers aren't going to let it fly unless it's safe, presumably.
Do they have the right staff at 3 a.m. in the morning, or the boys just like,
that's
a long day.
the B team.
Just bang the hammer on the end of this thing, on the solenoid or the starter motor. That'll do it.
Some AAA batteries and we'll get this thing going again. I don't know. Because when you're set for your holiday as well, and you're like, right, we're going, to then go, well, I'm not getting on this plane. You're already on it. I'm going to get off because I don't trust it. That's a big call to make at that point. It's
a big call, but when you're on a plane that has a power failure, nothing's working, and you're sitting there, you're going, this can't be a good thing.
I know, but you figure that if they fix it, because, there's plenty of times where you're on a plane, we've got a minor technical error, we'll get it sorted and then we'll go. That happens. I've been on flights where that's happened.
Yeah.
And you don't think twice about it. So the fact that 17 people did get off... Would you?
If you don't fly well, and there's a lot of people who don't fly well, and they get on there and that happens, there's no way you can continue on for 3.5 hours being on that plane to Bali.
Because you'd be 3 o'clock in the morning, Shaun. You've already organised the house sitter.
I told you that story when we were in South Africa and we were taking off, South African Airlines, and we were hammering down the tarmac and one of the engines blew.
Yes.
That was the most scary. Like, we were not far from it just starting to go into the air.
So what, they then just put the brakes on and stopped and turned around?
Yeah, we sat there for about 15 minutes before the pilot came over and said, we're going to have to go back because we've got trouble with the engine. Yeah, no. Yeah. No. I'm going to swear then, but...
That is obvious, sir, is what you said. Yeah.
That was hectic.
Yeah.
And we changed planes.
So would you have got off? Would you would have got
off? I'm pretty
big
on once I'm on a holiday, I've committed, but I don't know.
Too.
It sounds like it's a warning.
Yeah. But they all made it safely, so...
But again, I do love Bali.
And, all those people that went, I don't know what your problem was. It's fine. Look, we're here now.
They made it.
Yeah, pass me the bintang. Thank you.
For sure.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Now, I'm going to tell you a story, Nat, so hopefully we're still friends after this. But
God.
On Wednesday afternoon, I needed to go over mate's house just around the corner to pick up some stuff I'd left when I did the Rotto swim with him.
Okay, so, that was more than a month ago,
yeah,
but sure.
But he'd been away and we hadn't caught up since, so I lobbed over to his house just to get a couple of jackets that were left on his boat when we did the swim that the kids had left behind. So I thought I'd go in there and have a couple of light beers with him, just discuss life.
Oh, yeah, it's opportunity to commune with your friends.
Now, I'm not sure how this is for you, but if you drink the light beers, not mid-strength, light beers, which are like 2-point-something, you always have to go to the toilet. You ever notice that, Harry?
So it's like drinking a lot of water.
Yeah.
But also probably compounded because it is a bit of a diuretic, probably.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So,
and once you've broken the seal...
You're in all sorts. So I was trying to hold everything in so I didn't break the seal.
Oh, okay.
And Megan rings me, the missus, and she says, can you go and get Sonny from netball? This is, I had to be there at 6 o'clock. And so I was leaving my friend's house and I thought, do I need to go to the toilet? No, netball's not too far away. I'll be fine. I'll get there and I'll go to the toilet then and then I'll pick her up. Well, I start driving there and then I get a call from, no, you've got to divert, pick up Lachlan from the train station in North Freo first, then go and get Sonny to... at the netball. So I was hanging on for dear life and then I hit a Stirling Bridge.
Yes.
And it's peak hour.
Yeah, and also they're doing roadworks on the other bridge, so more people are on that than usual. Yeah.
So I had a bit of a tinkle in my pants.
No.
Is what I'm
You peed your pants. You peed your pants. You're a grown man. And
I couldn't do anything about it.
You peed your pants.
I couldn't do anything about it.
Sean, why are you telling people about this?
How much? How much, Sean?
A good patch in my pants.
see
Oh,
Very
my
much.
God.
I had a t-shirt, this jacket that I picked up, and I had to sit on it on the way home. I had to pull up to the train station. I'm saying this early because there's less people listening, right?
Oh, but we're going to
I pulled up
replay
to the
it,
train
so-
station. I had my door open in the car, and there was this. You know that train station I'm
Yes.
talking about? So if you pull in, people had just started getting
Yes.
out, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And then I opened the door, left the car running, didn't park it, just left it in the driveway part, and there's this bush right on the left-hand side.
Yes.
And I went to it, and I just... And
Right next to that childcare centre.
Yes. There's actually a drop there. There's actually a limestone wall and a drop. So I dropped into this hole and just finished.
Sean, okay, there's a lot to unpack here.
I haven't told Megan this. She won't be listening. It's too early.
I have never seen you without a water bottle, though. Why didn't you use that?
Here we go. So I had a Powerade before I got out at Dean's house, and I chucked it in the bin at his joint, walked upstairs, had 3 light beers, and that was it. I was in all sorts. This is the best part. This is the funny...
you need somebody with you at all times to say, Sean, before you get in the car, have you been to the toilet?
I thought I'd make it. And I was holding on to it as hard as you can when you're driving, just to get over that point. Didn't work. This is the part I find really interesting. So when I got home...
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm dying to know what this is. We're about to get to the interesting part.
So I walk in the door, and so Megan's there. I walk in the door, and I walk straight into our room, and I take my clothes off, and I change them, and then I come out, and she didn't ask me about why the hell would I be changing my clothes? Because I've been gone for like 2 or 3 hours.
So, okay, when the kids got in the car, 2 separate children.
So, yeah, Lachlan Sonny, yeah.
So Lachlan gets in the car at the train station. Does he not go,
I was sitting on the shirt.
It stinks
I was sitting on it.
it stinks of pee in here?
No, I think because of the watered down the
okay.
Gatorade,
All
and
right,
also
so-
it's not a urinal smell.
Okay.
It's a urine
well,
smell.
that's great news. Which child's jacket did you sit on?
It was Oliver's CBC jacket that he does not know about at this point in time.
So his school uniform.
No, it was a training one. It was like a sporty one. So that's straight in the wash.
You're such a cat, Sean.
No.
Just imagine that for the rest of the day. I hope everybody is up early enough to hear that story, because imagine if they missed it.
I
Let's
hope they
replay
do.
it. Let's replay it
No,
when
we don't
Caroline
need to.
Kennedy's
I said it
here.
earlier for a reason.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
And in the interest of balance, after 8 o'clock, Jeremy McGovern from the West Coast Eagles.
It's always
or as
great
we
having
like
to
to call
come in.
them, the winners.
They were the winners on the weekend, and you're rubbing it in, but they were good. And
I mean, I wasn't here, so I was still in Prague when the derby was happening. So the first thing I did when I got home was play the replay. Monday afternoon, my plane landed at 1 by about 2 o'clock. I was sitting on the couch, still very bleary-eyed, watching it. It was good. I really liked it.
No, I'm going to bring this up. So I do this show called The Game. It's a
Yes.
reflection of the game itself. And I was doing it with Ben Cousin, Emma O'Driscoll. But anyway, Ben, at a day before, at a lunch when we were together, he picked the Eagles by a certain amount of points, and he also picked Elliot Yeo to win the medal.
Wow.
But when we had walked out after the lunch, and he said, mate, I was struggling to keep a straight face when I was giving the Eagles would win, because he never thought for a second that the Eagles would win.
Sam, get on mic, please. So Sam's our digital content guy. Sam texted me in Prague and said, I need your Dockers, I need your Derby tip.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Wait, let me pull up. Wait.
Take your time.
Oh my God,
We've
nah.
literally got all day.
Okay, here we go.
He said, I need your Derby tip.
Just for fun, Eagles by 3.
Eagles by
I didn't do
3.
it in any of my actual tipping competitions, but when Sam asked, I'm like, yeah, I reckon they can do it.
By 3. Did I tell you that story about a friend of mine who was over in Thailand, and he had a $200 bet on the Eagles accidentally? He was putting the bet on for Fremantle to win by plus 50 points, and he had the Eagles to win plus 50, and it was paying 35 grand. He got the opportunity to cash out. He said
What
no.
did they win by? 39 or something,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and they were winning by 60-something. When they offered him 65 or 67 points, it blew out to. And they offered him the cash out, which was a huge amount of money. But on principle, he said no. Because he's not a Yates.
He's one of your gambling friends, isn't he? You've got
Well,
a
he is
lot in
now.
common.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Hey, this is Taylor Swift. Must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero.
This could be your winning era. Win a trip to see Taylor Swift live or a Suzuki Swift. Get your tickets at carforacoursellottery.com.au.
All right, here we go. We're about to play a round of anti-hero. Up for grabs. $1,000 cash if you know your villain.
Well, let's meet Christine. Christine, can you do with $1,000? Oh, Christy. Sorry, Christy. Can you do with $1,000 this weekend?
Oh, yes, that would be awesome. I'd love $1,000.
Wouldn't it just? But here's the weird thing. Andrew wants it as well, don't you, Andrew?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Andrew-
this is what a problem. What a
I don't know. Who do we give it
conundrum.
to? Andrew, what do you need the 1,000 for?
Oh, everything.
Good times, Sean.
Living, good times.
Okay, Christy, what about you? What do you need the grand for?
Oh, I'd like a little weekend down south, actually. That'd be nice.
Yeah, now we're cooking.
All right. Okay, here's what's going to
Save
happen.
the whales.
We have a bunch of questions about villains or anti-heroes, indeed. We're going to ask the question. If you think you know the answer, buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take the point. You get it wrong, we'll move on to the next question. First to 5? Sure. Let's test your buzzers. Christy?
Christy?
Andrew?
Andrew.
They're working well, Sean.
Fantastic.
Here we go.
Question number 1. They call me he who should not be named.
Andrew.
Yes, Andrew?
Lord Voldemort.
Named
He
him.
said his name.
Named
He
him.
said his name. Oh, my God. Okay.
Well done, Andrew.
Andrew has shot out to a 1-0 lead. Okay. Next villain. I ate his liver with some fava beans in it.
Christy?
Andrew.
Yes, Christy?
Oh, my gosh, Hannibal Lecter.
Yes,
Oh, well done.
Christy. She's tied it up at
She
1-1.
saved it too.
Oh,
You guys do know your villains.
You guys are great, actually.
I know. Next
All right.
one.
Villain number 3. My enemy is a young girl from Kansas who carries around a little dog in a...
Yes, Christy?
the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes, Christy.
You guys are great.
You guys are great. Okay. Christy leads 2-1. Next one. I have a giant laser and a mini-me.
Andrew.
Ooh. We're looking at Amy. Amy? Christy? Yeah, Christy got in first.
Oh, I'm having a blank now.
Time's up, I'm afraid.
No,
All right.
sorry.
No point there.
No point, not to Andrew?
It was Dr. Evil was the answer. Okay.
That's
Yes, Christy still leads 2-1.
Okay, next villain. I have black and white hair and want to make a coat out of a...
Christy.
Yes, Christy?
Cruella DeVille.
Yes, Christy. We didn't even get to the Dalmatians
No.
bit. All right, Christy leads 3-1.
Come on, Andrew.
You need to make a bit of a comeback. All right, here we go. I am extremely wealthy and bald, and my arch nemesis is Superman.
Andrew. Lex
Yes,
Luthor.
yes,
Oh,
Andrew.
Andrew, yes.
Good comeback.
Good under pressure.
3-2 to Christy at this stage. All right.
Okay, here's the next one. I work for the US Postal Service and Jerry Seinfeld hates me.
Christy?
Newman.
No,
That's right.
No, she's got to say Newman.
Newman. Christy's on the brink of victory here. She leads 4-2. All right. I wear a hockey mask and I killed heaps of campers.
Christy.
Yes, Christy, for the win.
Oh, is it Jason?
Oh, do you know his full name? I didn't know his full name.
Me
Do you know
neither.
his full name?
Oh, Jason. Voorhees or something?
Yeah, it was Voorhees. We've decided because none of us knew his last name, we will pay Jason. Christy's done it, everybody. Christy, you must be a real life villain yourself because you know a lot about them.
You're amazing, Christy.
I was a bit worried, but I seem to, I must be a villain.
Yeah, that's the only explanation. You've won $1,000 cash, Christy.
Thank you so
Take
much.
yourself
That's
away for a
fantastic.
weekend
Well
away.
done, Christy.
You
Get
did
there.
it.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.